I blew out the candles on my 30th birthday cake, whispering a wish for the family who'd finally show up whole, only to hear the front door slam before the smoke cleared. My mother sneered, "You're not worth the therapy bills anymore," and my father nodded like it was just another boardroom decision, while my brother, the golden boy, flipped me off with a grin that said he'd won. In that split second, as they marched out into the rain-slicked driveway of our McMansion in Chevy Chase, Maryland, I didn't cry, I smiled, because this morning, I'd already slipped into my mother's skin like a ghost in a tailored Chanel suit. It started 15 years ago, back when I was just Amelia Harper, the wide-eyed middle child trying to glue our fractured family back together. We lived in that same sprawling colonial on the edge of D.C., the kind of place where politicians' mistresses hide and lobbyists throw barbecues to seal deals. Dad was climbing the ranks at a biotech firm called Neurovex, pioneering neural implants that promise to enhance human potential, code for messing with brains for profit. Mom was the socialite enforcer, chairing galas for the PDA and whispering poison into the ears of anyone who mattered. And then there was Ethan, my brother, 3 years older, with his Ivy League jawline and a knack for skateboarding through life without a single scrape. I was the fixer, the one who covered for Ethan's shoplifting sprees at the Georgetown Mall, who forged notes to explain his absences when he was holed up in his room chain-smoking weed and plotting his escape to Wall Street. But that summer before senior year, it escalated. Ethan had gotten in deep with some off-books project at Dad's lab, siphoning funds for an experimental neural transfer device. It wasn't just embezzlement, it was identity theft on a sci-fi level. The tech was meant to map consciousness, swap memories between lab rats, but Ethan saw dollar signs. He hacked the system, rerouted millions into offshore accounts, and framed me for it. Why me? Because I was the quiet one, the girl who volunteered at the local shelter and dreamed of becoming a journalist exposing corporate greed. Easy scapegoat. The evidence was ironclad, my fingerprints on the server logs. He'd lifted them from my laptop, my IP address bouncing through proxies he'd set up on my Wi-Fi. When the feds raided, Dad lawyered up for Ethan in secret, whispering about family legacy, while Mom packed my bags and drove me to the station herself. "This is for your own good, Amelia," she said, her diamond tennis bracelet glinting like a noose. "Ethan has a future. You'll learn." I served 3 years in a federal women's prison in Alderson, West Virginia, gray walls, the stench of institutional bleach, nights staring at the bars wondering if betrayal tasted like rust. They visited once, Ethan smirking through the glass. "Miss me, sis? Don't drop the soap." Parole came at 25. A hollow shell of the girl who'd baked apology cookies for Ethan's teachers. I couch-surfed in D.C., waitressed at dive bars in Adams Morgan, piecing together a life from scraps. But the Harpers? They thrived. Dad's firm exploded. Neurovex went public. Their neural tech rebranded as SynapseInc for elite clients seeking memory boosts or stress wipes. Ethan, fresh from Wharton, became VP of Operations, the wunderkind closing deals with Saudi princes and Silicon Valley vampires. Mom? She parlayed the scandal into a memoir. Fractured Fortunes, A Mother's Fight for Redemption. Ghostwritten and Oprah endorsed. They erased me like a bad line item. I clawed my way back, enrolling in night classes at Georgetown for investigative journalism. That's where I met Dr. Lena Voss, adjunct professor with a limp and eyes like shattered obsidian. Over stale coffee in her office, she unraveled Neurovex's underbelly, the black market trials, the human guinea pigs vanishing into enhanced retirement, and the crown jewel, Project Echo. Ethan's baby. A full consciousness transfer. Not just memories, souls. Swap your decaying body for a fresh one, courtesy of stem cell vats and neural webs. Illegal as hell. But for the right price, think $50 million, you'd wake up in a supermodel skin. Your old husk harvested for parts. Lena had been a test subject. Her consciousness bounced into a younger donor body. But the swap glitched, memories bleeding. Ethics shredded. She hated the Harpers for it. Called them flesh peddlers. We bonded over shared scars. She saw my fire. I saw her blueprint. If you are revenge, she whispered one night, passing a encrypted drive. Don't burn the house. Become it. The drive held schematics, access codes, a vial of neural serum, 6 months of late-night hacks in her basement lab, and I had it, a portable echo rig, backpack-sized, jury-rigged from scavenged parts. Risky, 80% success rate, 20% vegetative coma. But for them, worth the gamble. My 30th dawned gray and drizzly. The kind of DC. Morning that smells like wet leaves and unspoken deals. I'd rented a storage unit in Anacostia, soundproofed with egg cartons and desperation. Mom arrived first for the reconciliation brunch I'd orchestrated, catered bagels from Call Your Mother, mimosas spiked with my serum. She swept in, Botox smooth, cooing about healing old wounds while eyeing the crystal vase like it was beneath her. Amelia, darling, you've improved. Therapy. I poured her a flute. The serum invisible. Tasteless. Lena's genius. It dulled resistance. Primed the neural pathways for transfer. We chatted banalities, her latest Botox. Ethan's yacht in the Hamptons, until Dad and Ethan pulled up in the black Escalade. Horns blaring like they owned the block. Hugs were stiff. Air kisses laced with perfume and pity. To new beginnings, Dad toasted, clinking glasses, oblivious to the noose tightening. The party unfolded in forced cheer, Ethan regaling tales of closing a deal with a Chinese consortium. Mom snapping selfies for her Instagram empire, at Harper Heels. 200K followers. I played the prodigal, laughing at their jabs. Prison chic suits you. Nursing my unspiked orange juice. As cake time neared, I excused myself to the powder room, slipping into the storage unit across town. The rig hummed to life. A laptop screen flickering with bioscans synced to subcutaneous trackers I'd laced into their champagne flutes weeks ago. Mom's signal pinged strongest, vital.
Vine. Perfect.
Back home. Candles lit. I made my wish silent. Let them taste oblivion. The transfer initiated remotely. A ghost in the machine. Mom's eyes glazed mid-laugh. Fork hovering over frosting. Amelia. I feel.
Odd.
The others froze. Dad barking. What the hell's in that cake? But it was too late. In my mind's eye, via the rig's feedback loop, I felt the pull, a vertigo whirl of synapses firing. Memories colliding like rush hour traffic on the Beltway. And then, I was her. The mirror in the upstairs bathroom showed Mom's face, 62 going on 40. Porcelain skin stretched taut over cheekbones I'd envied as a kid. But my eyes stared back, feral and unblinking. Amelia Harper. Trap no more. I flexed her fingers, manicured to perfection. Rings heavy as regrets, and whispered, "Hello, Evelyn." The voice was hers. Honeyed Virginia drawl. But the words mine, laced with venom. Downstairs. My old body slumped in the armchair. chest rising shallow. A vacant vessel. The transfer was one way for now. Reversing it would take hours. And I had plans. I descended the stairs like a queen reclaiming her throne, Evelyn's Louboutins clicking authority on hardwood. Dad looked up first, brow furrowing. "Eve, you okay? You look
Peaked.
Ethan snorted, scrolling his phone. Mom's probably allergic to gluten-free.
Ink.
What did you put in those cupcakes? My old body stirred then. Lena's serum counteracting the dormancy just enough, eyes fluttering open. But not mine. Evelyn's consciousness flickered in there.
Disoriented.
A rat in a maze.
Oh.
I'm fine. Darling, I purred in her voice, gliding to the sideboard for the decanter of Macallan 25. A splash and a tumbler. Sipped slow. Just realizing how long it's been since we had a real family chat. I settled on the ottoman, crossing Evelyn's legs, watching them squirm. The rain pattered harder against the French doors, thunder rumbling like a bad omen over the Potomac. It poured out then, not in sobs, but in surgical precision, Evelyn's memories flooding my synapses, a torrent of suppressed truths. I'd glimpsed them during the swap, the night Ethan confessed the embezzlement over cognac in the study. Dad's hand on his shoulder, "We'll handle it," and Mom's cold calculus, "Amelia's expendable. She'll bounce back." But deeper, buried like toxic waste, Project Echo's first human trial. Not rats. A homeless vet from Anacostia, swapped into a comatose donor, only to glitch and seize on the table. Dad covered it. Ethan disposed of the body in the Shenandoah. Mom donated to the right PACs to bury the autopsy. And me? They pinned a lesser charge on the original theft to distract from the real horror, the murders masked as overdoses, test subjects vanishing to fuel the family's ascent. "You're all monsters," my old body croaked, Evelyn's voice cracking through the haze. She lurched forward, my hands, clutching the armrests. "Amelia, what have you done? This isn't," Dad lunged, grabbing her wrist. "Shut up,
Eve."
Security protocol. Ethan was faster, phone to ear, barking at his detail outside. "Lock it down. No one in or out." But I was already moving, Evelyn's lithe frame belying her age, snatching the letter opener from the desk, a Tiffany silver thing, sharp as grudges. "Ethan, sweetheart," I cooed, pressing it to his throat just as he turned. "Remember that summer? The mall cameras? You lifted my prints while I was asleep." Dreaming of Dad's approval, his eyes widened, Adam's apple bobbing against the blade.
Ink.
"What the fuck, Mom? Get off him." Dad wrestled my old body back, Evelyn flailing like a puppet with cut strings. The foyer erupted, chaos in cashmere and khakis, the birthday banner sagging like a noose. I held steady, Ethan's pulse thundering under her fingertips. "You stole my life, brother. 3 years in a cage for your tuition. And this." I nodded to the Riggs remote app on my phone, tucked in Evelyn's clutch. "This is me stealing yours." Sirens wailed distant, Ethan's security closing in. I released him with a shove, watching him scramble to Dad. My old body, Evelyn inside, gasped, "Police. She's lost it, call 911. But I was Evelyn now, the matriarch, voice of reason.
"No, dear."
Amelia's relapsing. Old wounds. I dialed the house line to the front gate, smooth as a Senate filibuster. "Gentlemen, false alarm. Family matter. Send them home." The guards bought it, Evelyn's tone was gold. As tires crunched gravel retreating, I locked the doors, drawing the shears against prying neighbors. The living room felt smaller now, air thick with ozone from the storm and the serum's afterburn. Dad pinned Evelyn and me to the couch, his face purple. "What the hell is this?
Ink?
Some acid trip revenge? We'll have you committed by dawn." I laughed, Evelyn's laugh, tinkling and cruel. "Committed?"
Oh.
Richard, always the dramatist. "Ask your son about Echo. Ask him how many souls he harvested for that corner office." Ethan's face drained, phone slipping from his grip. "Mom, you don't understand. I understand everything now." Memories searched, Evelyn's guilt-laced dreams. The pill bottles hidden in her vanity. The affairs with Dad's partners to secure alibis. She'd known about the trials. Even selected donors, runaways, addicts. The invisible underclass, DC. Chewed up. "You let them die for stock options. And me, your daughter, rotting in Alderson while Ethan yachted in Nantucket." Evelyn and me thrashed, nails raking Dad's arm. "Stop her. She's not me. She's possessed." The irony burned sweet. I circled them, Evelyn's heels echoing judgment. First controversial call, the server wipe. I accessed the home network via her biometrics, retina scan seamless, and torched Neurovex's private cloud. Years of echo data, trial logs, victim manifests, poof, into the ether, routed through Tor nodes I'd prepped with Lena. Alarms blared on Ethan's phone. "Breach. SEC lockdown." "You bitch," he roared, lunging. I sidestepped, Evelyn's yoga-toned grace evading him, and tasered him with a compact stunner from her purse, standard for society wives dodging DCU dates. He convulsed on the Persian rug, foaming. Dad released Evelyn and me to charge. I met him with a vase to the temple, crystal shattering like his empire. He crumpled, blood trickling from his brow, a crimson semicolon on his silver hair. Panting, I dragged chairs over, zip-tying them with cords from the drapes, Evelyn's emergency kit for unwanted guests. My old body slumped last, Evelyn's eyes pleading through my features. "Please, baby. Fight it. Come back." The second decision loomed. Darker. Interrogation. Not with fists too messy. To them, but truth serum 2.0. Laced into the decanter. I forced shots down their throats, watching pupils dilate, tongues loosen. Ethan babbled first. It was for us.
Ink.
Dad's cancer. Echo could have swapped him into a healthy body. We needed the cash. Dad mumbled about greater good, boardroom visions of immortality for the elite. Evelyn, in my shell, wept. "I did it for you."
2.
Thought prison would toughen you, make you like Ethan. Lies.
All.
But the core truth twisted. I'd borne their sins. But in swapping, I'd become the monster. Lena's voice echoed. Revenge is a mirror. Amelia. It reflects what you hate. Thunder cracked, lights flickering, as I prepped the rig for the next swap. Ethan's body next, young, vital, his consciousness dumped into Dad's failing frame. Controversial? Hell yes. Ethical? Laughable. But justice in America was always pay to play. Now, I'd rigged the game. Dawn crept in hazy through the shears, painting the living room in bruised purple light. Ethan twitched in his bonds, Evelyn's serum warring with his arrogance, while Dad snored fitfully, a goose egg blooming on his forehead. My old body, Evelyn's prison, lay curled fetal, whimpers escaping like steam from a cracked pipe. I paced in her skin, adrenaline souring to nausea, the rig's battery icon blinking low. 30 minutes to full transfer reversal. But the feds would swarm by then. Ethan's breach alert had surely pinged Langley connections. The third swap, Ethan's. I untied him rough, hauling his dead weight to the study, the heart of Harper's sins. Bookshelves groaned under first editions and forged awards. The desk hid a safe with echo prototypes, vials glowing faint blue, like bottled lightning. I strapped him to the leather chair, for lines from the rig piercing veins, his blood typing a match from Lena's hacks. Wake up, golden boy, I hissed, injecting stimulant. His eyes snapped open, bloodshot. Amelia? What, Mom?
You're.
Fuck. This is kidnapping. Kidnapping? I leaned in, Evelyn's breath hot on his face. You kidnapped my youth, my name, my soul. 3 years for your tuition.
Ethan.
Remember the girl in Alderson who slit her wrists because her brother sold her out? That was my bunkmate. Her name was Tia. His smirk faltered. Memories bleeding, yes. He'd greenlit her as a donor. A junkie too far gone to fight. The rig word. Neural web clamping his skull. Dad's prototype humming like a hornet's nest. I synced it to my old body across the hall. Evelyn's consciousness yanked back to her flesh. My essence prepped for Ethan's vigor. But mid-transfer, the glitch hit, a feedback loop Lena warned of. Memories cross-pollinating. Flashes. Ethan's first kill. Disposing that vet in the woods. Shovel heavy with Potomac mud. My prom night. Ruined because he crashed drunk. Dad's chemo sessions. Hidden in the basement. Evelyn's affairs a distraction. And deeper. The twist I'd buried. My own complicity. I'd known. Not the full scope, but whispers. That summer, I'd found the server logs on his laptop. The offshore pings. Confronted him poolside, beer in hand. Ethan, this could ruin us.
He'd laughed.
Pulled me into a hug that smelled of chlorine and cruelty. Then helped me, sis. Fix it like you always do. And I had erased a timestamp. Just one. Thinking it'd save the family. But it sealed my fate. The feds tracing it back as the origin point. I'd borne the crime. Yes. But I'd carried it willingly. The good daughter to the end. The rig stuttered. Pain lancing my temples, Evelyn's migraines. Now mine. Ethan's consciousness flooded in partial. A venomous merge, his ambition curdling my resolve. I aborted, collapsing to knees. Evelyn's pearls scattering like teeth. Sirens now. Close neighbors had called. The party crash audible over the storm. Dad stirred in the living room. Groaning free. Phone in hand. Police. 1620 Oakwood. Intruders armed. I stumbled to the foyer. Ethan's form half-swapped. His eyes mine now. Pleading.
Ink.
Stop. We can fix this. Family sticks together. The word soured. No more. Final decision, the purge. I triggered the rig's failsafe, electromagnetic pulse. Frying the hard drives. Vials shattering in blue sparks. Evidence gone. But so was my out. Cops breached the door. Tack, vests gleaming. Barking, hands up. Evelyn's body raised slow. Me inside. A ghost in pearls. Officers. My daughter, she's unstable. Snapped during the party. They cuffed my old shell first, Evelyn blinking confusion, then Dad. Ranting about corporate sabotage. Ethan. Hybrid horror. Babble half-truths. She swapped us. Echo, it's real. But without proof. It sounded like meth-fueled delusion. The twist landed in interrogation. Hours later at NPD's H Street station. Lena's anonymous tip dropped. Archived echo files. Routed to the Post and FBI. Headline screamed by noon. Neurovex airs body swap scandal. Human trafficking in elite circles? Dad's stock plummeted. Bored fleeing like rats.
Tummy.
Briefly, testified poised. Evelyn's poise masking my script. Amelia discovered the fraud years ago. Took the fall to protect us.
Tonight.
She confronted it. Lies layered on truth. Controversial as hell, painting me the martyr. Them the villains. But was it absolution or deeper betrayal? They crumbled. Ethan. Catatonic in holding. His mind fractured, my memories haunting his. Dad faced RICO charges. Cancer unchecked. Evelyn. Back in her skin. Checked into a psych ward in Bethesda. Whispering my name like a curse. I walked free by dusk. Amelia Harper once more. But hollowed. The action they'd never forget? Not the swap. But the mirror it held. We were all Harpers. Rotten to the core. Was it revenge or reckoning? Justice? Or just another swap in the game?
DC.
Buzzed with debates, podcasts dissecting the Harper hex, ethicists decrying soul trades, families hugging tighter at dinners.
Me?
I drove Lena's old Civic West toward the Appalachians. A new identity brewing. 30 felt like 0. The road unspooling like untried code. A happy ending? Tragic farce? You decide. But one thing's sure, betrayal's a two-way street. And I finally turned the wheel.